I'm taking a different approach to this week's General Hospital column, which focuses on what the nurses' ball needs to deliver next week. The past 2 weeks have been setting up several explosive stories. Now the show needs to deliver. Of course, we expect to be entertained with some fantastic performances, but it's time for the viewers to get their payoff after months and months of patient waiting regarding several storylines that have stalled. Shall we discuss? Thanks to Ezra, Drew was clued in on the fact that Nina had made Jacinda's acquaintance, which probably got him thinking that she was also involved in his drugging. After acquiring what appeared to be ketamine from Brad, I suspected in last week's column that he may use it to target Sunny or Jason at the ball, but that it needed to make its way into Willow's drink. Now, though, I suspect Nina will be his target, especially since we know Drew and Nina are the red carpet hosts. Already it sounds like this year's ball is off to a bad start with them hosting the red carpet. Perhaps in attempting to make a fool of Nina on the red carpet, her and Willow's drinks could get switched. However it happens, there needs to be a big event leaving things looking even bleaker for Willow, who was just served with divorce and custody papers. What could be worse than Willow and Drew both being caught in public scandals involving a party drug? It would cast serious doubt on Drew's "a hooker drugged me" claims and look terrible for them as parents involved in a divorce and custody battle with Michael. Of course, after Portia's declaration on Friday that she hates Drew and he needs to be stopped, we'll also accept someone gunning Drew down at the ball as the equivalent of him getting his just desserts. Drew needs to face punishment, and soon. Other possibilities: Willow learns that Drew and Nina slept together or gets proof that he lied about Jason's alibi when Cyrus disappeared. That last one isn't good enough, though. The viewers are out for Drew's blood. Many fans are not only over the whole Brooklyn retconned adoption storyline, but also Lulu's involvement in it. And now Lulu's pulling Cody into this mess, setting the stage to take him down with her when it all comes out. Far too many people know about the adoption and that Lulu suspects that Gio is Brooklyn and Dante's son. It's barely a secret at this point when half of Port Charles knows. I've suggested in a previous column that the truth could come out when Gio's performing at the ball, and Lulu is caught arguing with Lois or Brooklyn on a hot mic backstage and exposes the secret for all to hear. The Rocco incident has already put Dante and Gio at odds, fracturing their relationship. When the truth comes out, Dante will likely be left out in the cold by his son. Gio and Brooklyn could bond over the fact that Lois and Gloria have lied to them both. And boy, is Sunny going to have something to say to Lois. Plus, there is Tracy, who will have to face a blood link between her family and Sunny's, which she will hate. Lulu's refusal to let this go and stay out of Brooklyn's life needs to have lasting consequences for her. Maxie's a smart cookie and will probably connect the dots back to Brooklyn's attempt to make her choose between her and Lulu. We are hoping Maxie has a lot to say to both of her besties when the dust settles. Actually, we just want her to side with Brooklyn against Lulu. A hint about what Sidwell is up to would be nice. Was he the one who tried to have Sunny killed not once but twice now? Why did he give Helena's dagger to Alexis? What is he really doing in Port Charles, and why does he want Sunny's peers? Come on, writers, throw us a bone. I've been saying the nurses' ball should facilitate Michael's return for a while now. However, now that we know the divorce and custody hearing is set for June 2, it seems like a long shot. Still, Drew and Willow leaving the ball in disgrace could pave the way for Michael's return to take them on, surprising everyone when he enters the courtroom. But that doesn't have to mean a mysterious, faceless man in black can't lurk behind the scenes at the ball, plotting revenge and destruction. Emma immediately knew Joss stole her work and the research position and wanted to confront Dalton, though Anna stopped her. Does she know more about Dalton than she's letting on? Even Anna's possible involvement isn't getting me any more excited about this junior spy storyline or what horrors Dalton is doing to lab animals. I won't be shocked Seeing this is ABC if there is some Marvel tie-in, and Dalton is implementing AI brain chips into animals and is making his own rocket raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. So Lucky found out that Alexis also knows Christina tried to kill Ava, and that Ava and Rick are blackmailing Alexis about it. As this was going down, Liz was telling Lucas how she fears she will lose Lucky, but thinks it will be because of his constant call to adventure. Lucky and Liz fans are quickly facing the fact that it will be Hurricane Christina that destroys Lucky and Liz's latest attempt at a relationship. Kai is working hard on his physical therapy to attend the nurses' ball and support Trina. All I can say is, I hope there isn't a bomb involved that would just re-injure Kai. That would be a catastrophe. Honestly, Kai and Trina still aren't doing much for me. Curtis calling out Drew for blackmailing Portia was a nice cliffhanger to end the week on. And hopefully, this won't impact Drew getting what's coming to him at the ball. Finally, Tracy's act might be the highlight of the ball for me this year, well, as far as the acts go. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease that 3 couples depicted on Canvas are struggling significantly. So let's discuss some romantic pairs that might be facing disaster. If the current trajectory continues, viewers could witness these relationships unravel spectacularly. The higher-ups seem to want to recreate the magic by reuniting Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer, but their comeback has not worked out. They never really addressed their past problems, which set them up for failure. Although there is still some chemistry between them, it isn't enough to make their relationship successful again. Lucky is hiding secrets about the car crash caused by Christina Corinthos Davis, which could impact his relationship with Liz when the truth is revealed. Additionally, Elizabeth doubts that Lucky is the type to settle down, suggesting trouble ahead. It looks like Liz and Lucky might be heading for a breakup, possibly leading to Lucky leaving Port Charles again. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor are an adorable couple, but their storyline lacks depth. Kai is a relatively new character who is receiving most of the attention, while Trina supports him from the sidelines. Fans don't know enough about Kai to be invested in his recent surgery or his football future. Both characters need a more engaging plot that allows them to shine. However, it's important to be realistic. When the show eventually recasts Spencer Cassadine, Kai might just be a brief moment in Trina's romantic journey. Spencer and Trina's love story is still open-ended, so let's hope they get a chance for a new beginning in the future. Willow Corinthos and Drew Kane have become unbearable, and many viewers are eager for the day they are no longer a couple. Their relationship is likely to end badly because of Drew's shady actions and manipulative behavior. This is good news for fans who thought Willow and Drew were a bad match from the start. Even in the beginning, their connection was unappealing and hard to support. Unfortunately, it might take a bit longer for their relationship to fall apart, especially since Nina Reeves' drugging plan backfired and actually brought Drew and Willow closer together. Still, it seems their relationship has a limited time, and it's just a question of when it will finally break down. General Hospital spoilers hint that Ava Jerome is blackmailing Alexis Davis and reveling in her good fortune. But how long can this siphoning scheme last? Alexis has plenty of dough thanks to being the overseer of the Cassadine fortune, but Ava is starting to get cocky. And you know what they say about pride and falls. Ava has a partner in crime, Rick Lansing. They are blackmailing Alexis because they know her daughter Christina Corinthos Davis tried to kill them. Fans are speculating like mad about how they think Ava's scheme comes to an end. On the one hand, Damian Spinelli is on the case, and he managed to get some key intel for Alexis, but it came too late. He located the car that Chrissy tampered with, but alas, It was moved before Alexis could get her hands on it. Alexis was disappointed that the car was gone, but she's not out of options yet. Maybe she'll have Spinelli keep searching for the missing car, or she could go another route and have him dig up evidence from another source. Will Spinelli be the one who leads to Ava's blackmail demise? There's someone else who could end Ava's blackmail, and that's Christina herself. What are the chances that Christina does the right thing and comes clean? Honestly, little to none. She has shown no proclivity to think straight nor act right. In Christina's case, the window to do the right thing is closed, because the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. Full stop. But the gravy train may be stopped due to a third person's intervention. Lucky cowboy Spencer. Lucky knows what Christina did, but out of misguided loyalty, he stayed quiet. That could all change if he decides to do right by his baby mama Liz. He is skating on thin ice by keeping what he knows from Liz. Curiously, Liz said something on the Thursday, May 15 episode that could be a hint of how things will turn out. She admitted to being in love with Lucky, not noted that he always leaves her in the end. Tell us, GH fans, do you think that Lucky will be the one to reveal Ava's secret, and then leave PC to avoid Liza's wrath and disappointment? General Hospital spoilers hint that Lois Cerullo is bound to face a ton of backlash from many within the land of Port Charles when the truth comes. Still, will the biggest lash out come from Giovanni Gio Palmieri? General Hospital spoilers remind fans that Gio has been an orphan for a very long time. While Lois and Gloria Cerullo took him under their wing after his parents passed away, and he had the community of Bensonhurst behind him, it's not the same as having a real family. Lois got Sonny Corinthos to fund Gio's violin passion and school, and Gio grew up knowing Sonny as an uncle. However, this doesn't replace the role a grandfather brings to a person's life, as he's also established a nice bond with Tracy Quartermain, as well as his half-brother, Rocco Falconeri, and his cousin Danny Morgan. He may resent Lois for keeping him from his other family members for so long. Should Lois have told Gio the truth, and everyone for that matter, after his mother passed away? Maybe not right away, but at least after his initial shock. The idea of having another 3 families around him would have potentially helped with Gio's mourning. At the very least, he would have had a bigger support system. Will Gio be upset with Lois and Gloria in the aftermath of the truth? He may resent the fact that Lois didn't come forward. With that said, Gio is also a very kind soul, so he may understand Lois' reasoning. As they do have a special bond, will he give her a pass? She worked overtime to be there for him throughout the years, and after both his parents passed away, so he may appreciate all she did to ensure he got on the right path in his life. Still, as this is a soap opera, fans need to expect drama, and Gio's resentment of Lois will offer some emotional scenes for both parties. Chris McKenna, currently playing the role of Jack Brennan in the WSB in Port Charles on General Hospital, claimed that he caught a criminal. Did the sometimes mysterious actor catch one in real life? Read on to find out more. Chris has been very active on social media since he took over from Charles Major as Jack Brennan. A few hours ago, on Thursday night, he took to his Instagram again and shared a photo of himself with a woman. In his caption, he said, "Brennan caught a killer. Who was she? Well, it was none other than Julie Dove, who played the role of Connie Viniski on Days of Our Lives. Remember, she was unveiled to be the killer of Lai Shin. It was shown in a flashback scene and revealed that there was much more to her character than was first believed. Chris McKenna did catch a killer, but it seemed to be a friendly encounter between him and Julie Dove. He stood with his arm around her, and they both smiled for the selfie." At the end of his caption, the real-life Jack used hashtags to document the crossover meetup. #GH, #DOL, #Connie. Fans of GH and DOOL loved the amusing post, and plenty of laughing emojis arrived. Aside from that, one person wrote, "I love this, 2 very talented people." Here are a few more remarks from ABC fans. The storyline of Connie Viniski was kind of left open, so there's a vague possibility that she might return. However, recent activity from social media indicates she's happy enough. Recently, she attended the Webby Award ceremony. Chris McKenna's friend also completed filming as Grace in The Lady of the Lake, produced and directed by Maria Kapp. The movie premiered in August last year. Movie Insider noted the synopsis was based on the Native American folklore of the Princess of Lake Ronkonkoma. The movie was filmed in the actual childhood home of the Ronkonkoma-raised filmmaker. Julia was a young grandmother in the movie. Additionally, she was in a scene with a sheriff. The General Hospital comings and goings news is buzzing this May with a fresh and exciting addition. The Nurses' Ball is back, bringing its signature mix of drama, glamour, and charity. This year, the event will feature a special musical guest. Rising star IDE, whose real name is Brianna Nicole-Ide, will perform live on May 22. Fans will get a chance to see her introduced by none other than Lucy Coe, a longtime Port Charles favorite. This will mark IDE's first official appearance on the show, and expectations are high. IDE has already built a strong fan base from her years as a teen actress on Nickelodeon. She starred in popular series like The Haunted Hathaways, Santa Hunters, and School of Rock. In fact, her work on School of Rock earned her a well-deserved Kids' Choice Award nomination. After focusing on acting for years, she shifted her passion toward music. Now, IDE is making waves with her authentic voice and meaningful songs. Her music career took off in 2020 when she released singles like Stopped Buying Diamonds and Blind Life under Warner Records. 2 years later, she dropped her debut EP called Send Help. This collection highlights her emotional depth and artistic growth. With this background, her Nurses' Ball performance promises to be powerful and memorable for General Hospital fans. The Nurses' Ball is more than just an event. It's a beloved tradition in Port Charles. Every year, it raises awareness for HIV/AIDS and supports important health causes. The celebration features red carpet fashion, moving performances, and surprising story twists. IDE's involvement brings fresh energy to this classic soap opera moment. Her crossover appeal bridges younger audiences with longtime fans of the show. Expect the ball to be filled with glitz and glamour. Cameron Matheson and Cynthia Watrous will return as red carpet hosts. Their charming presence adds excitement as celebrities arrive. Fans can look forward to style insights, interviews, and plenty of soap drama unfolding. Beyond IDE's performance, General Hospital has teased a surprise guest and a big reveal later in the week. This has sparked intense speculation among viewers. Could the surprise be tied to a major storyline or a returning fan favorite? The suspense only adds to the event's anticipation. IDE's role could extend beyond just singing. Soap operas often turn guest stars into recurring characters. Fans should watch closely for clues during her scenes. There might be connections to ongoing mysteries or new drama brewing in Port Charles. Whatever happens, it's sure to keep viewers glued to their screens. The General Hospital comings and goings update highlights IDE's exciting Nurses' Ball debut. Her blend of musical talent and star power will bring fresh excitement to this cherished event. Make sure to tune in on May 22 to catch her performance and the surprises that follow. For the latest news and spoilers, keep visiting Soap Opera Daily. Stay tuned for more Port Charles magic and drama. General Hospital sees several leading ladies whose lives are teetering on the edge of disaster and ready to explode at any moment. We're talking about Lois Cerullo, we're talking about Molly Lansing Davis, and 5 others. There's Blackmail, there's Baby Secrets, there's Filthy Lies, and they are all about to come out in wreck lives all across Port Charles. We're going to talk about how some of the major storylines are about to just upend the lives of 7 of the female characters on the show in spectacular ways. Number 1. The first lady whose life is about to explode spectacularly is Christina Corinthos Davis. Eventually, we all knew it was going to come out that Christina tampered with Rick Lansing's brakes, thinking it was Ava Jerome's car, and we all know she's responsible for the accident that almost killed Rick and Elizabeth Weber. I do expect it's going to be sooner rather than later now that even more people are being brought into the mix, because as of recent episodes, Lucky Spencer now knows that Ava and Rick are blackmailing Alexis Davis. And I expect he may tell Christina because of course he knows about the brake lines. And then Christina may feel like she has no choice but to confess to save Alexis. But even if Christina turns herself in and commits herself to the mental hospital while Diane Miller works on her defense, that's still not going to help Christina's relationship with Molly. Christina and Molly finally patch things up after the whole surrogacy nightmare and after the baby's death. But once Molly finds out Christina nearly killed her dad, Rick, because she's so unhinged, Molly may never forgive her. So pretty soon, Christina may lose her sister. Her crimes might become public knowledge, and she'll either be facing prison time or a lengthy stint in Shady Brook. And Christina leads us to the next character whose life is about to blow up, and that is Ava. So she's the second one. Alexis is working really hard to shut down Ava's blackmail. And even though Alexis hit a speed bump recently, it looks like it's going to happen soon thanks to Damian Spinelli and his top-notch cyber hacking skills. Ava knows that Alexis is onto her, and she moved Rick's car before Alexis could destroy it. And she even left a note taunting the lady lawyer. But pretty soon, Ava is going to be flat broke again. The blackmail is going to end. The money train is going to end as well. And then she's going to be at risk of losing her art gallery and back in those dire financial straits she was in before. Now that Lucky is involved, I expect he is going to do all he can to shut down Ava. And you never know if Alexis can find a way to send Ava to prison without implicating herself. Of course she will, but I don't see that happening. Even so, Ava's going to lose the money she needs, lose all her new stuff that she's buying, and may lose things she had before that were already at risk. Plus, when Sonny Corinthos finds out Ava blackmailed Alexis, he might go back on their custody agreement and start the fight for sole custody of Avery Jerome Corinthos again. The only reason Sonny agreed to joint custody was because he needed to avoid stress because of his heart thing. But now Sonny has had his heart surgery. He's recovering. So after this Ava blackmail stunt, Sonny may backtrack and come after Ava. Either way, her life is set to explode. Now on to the third female on General Hospital, whose life is going to blow up very soon. That is poor Molly. And unlike some of the other ladies on our list, what's going to happen to her is through no fault of her own. First, Christina was going to snatch back the surrogate baby from Molly that she agreed would be hers and TJ Ashford. So then Christina lost the baby. And from there, Molly and TJ broke up. It's just been one bad thing after another for her. And it's going to get even worse because Molly is about to find out Christina once again lashed out without considering consequences and almost killed Molly's father, Rick. Then, of course, Christina has been lying to her face and acting sympathetic, sitting by her side at General Hospital while Rick is in life-saving surgery. And it's all Christina's fault. Molly is going to be furious that once again, Alexis covered for Christina and enabled her terrible behavior. And Rick blackmailing Alexis is also going to hit Molly really hard. She'll have no parents that she can trust or admire, and a sister that keeps ruining her life. Poor Molly. All right, number 4 on the list. Another lady whose life is about to blow up is Portia Robinson. For a while, Brad Cooper was blackmailing Portia over the Heather test tampering. But at least Portia told Curtis Ashford what she did, but she left out the blackmail stuff. And of course, now Drew Kane Quartermain has that same info thanks to Brad. And he's blackmailing Portia. She is hiding that from Curtis too. Plus, Drew knows about the ketamine. Portia doesn't know he knows. But that's another bombshell. Another scheme that Curtis is going to be furious about. Her hubby knows something is up, but Portia, let's face it, she's a big old liar who never tells the truth until she's cornered. And usually by then it's too late. And Curtis may not forgive these recent lies. So Portia may lose Curtis, her job, her medical license, and her freedom because she might go to prison. All right, number 5 on our list. Portia's mess of a life ties into Nina Reeves because they were working together to destroy Drew. It's clear that Portia may go down soon, and Nina may be dragged down with her. Brad dropped that dime on Portia, and he blamed her for the ketamine. So now Drew is putting all the pieces together because he knows that the prostitute Jacinda was on Nina's radar. Sleazy Ezra Boyle let him know that. It shouldn't take long for Drew to realize Portia and Nina were working together. So yeah, Nina may lose Willow Tate, and she could face arrest for the ketamine caper, and that would definitely blow up her life, especially if the whole thing with Nina sleeping with Drew comes out as well. All right, number 6, from Nina, we go directly to the next lady whose life may implode. That's Willow. She is to blame for a lot of what has happened in her life lately because she slept with Drew. But Carly Corinthos Spencer and Nina have plotted and conspired to make her life worse and tried to destroy her and Drew. And when Willow finds out Nina was part of the plan to drug Drew with ketamine and set him up with a hooker, she's going to be horrified. And at that point, Drew may go for broke and tell Willow that Nina had been shagging him for months to try and keep him away from her so that he can make himself look better. Willow's going to be crushed, and with Carly pushing to take custody of her kids using the Drew incident against her, that's going to hurt Willow too. It also looks like recast Michael Corinthos is back soon, and Willow's life may blow apart if he makes that move for sole custody. Number 7. Speaking of kids in custody and drama, Loy's life is hanging by a thread, and her lies are about to come out in an explosive manner. Lying to Brooklyn Quartermain and keeping her son Gio Palmieri right under her nose all these years is going to look so bad. Lois lied to Brooklyn, to Gio, and pretty much to everybody except her mother, Gloria Cirillo. And then, of course, Gio's adoptive mom died, leaving him an orphan. So that poor kid, the poop is all about to hit the fan, and Lois' life is going to be shattered. Brooklyn is going to be furious. Ned Quartermain will be. Gio, absolutely. Dante Falconeri probably will be. I think the only person that will excuse and defend Lois is going to be Gloria, her partner in crime. General Hospital spoilers and recaps note that the Friday, May 16 episode was explosive. If you missed today's show, no need to worry. CTS has you covered. General Hospital spoilers and recaps reveal that Friday's show will pick up where the Thursday, May 15 episode left off. Lulu Spencer will be at the coffee shop with Cody Bell, talking about how she believes Giovanni Gio Palmieri is Dante Falconeri and Brooklyn Quartermain Chase's son, when BLQ and Gio walk in. Gio questions if they are talking about him, and Cody is able to recover by saying they were chatting about Rocco Falconeri's alcohol poisoning. This is when Gio apologizes for not calling either Lulu or Dante. Lulu says it's just good that Rocco is okay. BLQ pipes up and defends Gio. After all, Rocco may not have survived had Gio not brought him back to the Q mansion for Cody to realize his breathing was labored. BLQ and Gio get coffee and then say goodbye. After they exit, Lulu just can't shake if Brooklyn knows that Gio is her son and lying, or if she has no clue. The two seemed mighty close while they were getting coffees. Lulu and Cody banter back and forth as Lulu explains why she thinks that Gio is Dante's long-lost and unknown son. When she looks into records, she finds that a Brooklyn Cirillo gave birth to a baby boy on May 15, but can't seem to pinpoint Gio's birth in LA according to his June 4 birthday, which makes sense, as fans know that Lois Cirillo gave him that birthday to throw people off. Lulu seems relentless in her pursuit of the truth, So will she eventually realize that a DNA test is the only way to go? It would be fairly easy to pull off. Over at the Q mansion, Gio and BLQ arrive home, just when Rocco walks into the kitchen. Rocco thanks Gio for taking care of him during the whole beach party fiasco and sets the record straight. He apologizes to the violinist and tells him that he told his father the truth and that Gio wasn't to blame. Unfortunately, Dante is still mad at Gio though. Gio accepts Rocco's apology and just wishes he had done more. He also advises the teen not to allow him to get between what Rocco has with Dante. It's a special father-son bond and should be protected. After Rocco leaves, BLQ commends the young man for doing the right thing. Gio goes on to say that he needs to accept the fact that Dante doesn't like him. Brooklyn thinks this will all calm down eventually, but Gio gets emotional and says he doesn't care what Dante thinks of him and storms out. Over at the Q's dock, Tracy Quartermain meets Drew Quartermain to talk about ridding Sonny Corinthos from Port Charles. Tracy makes it clear that she's happy to work with him, but wants Ezra Boyle out of the equation. Laura Collins is good at her job, plus she's Lulu's mom, and Tracy doesn't want to do anything to ruin her run as PC's mayor. The two fight over this point, and no resolution is made. Drew does come up with a stipulation though. If he gets rid of Sonny, he wants his Quartermain name back and approval to be on the estate. Tracy okays the name part, but he's going to have to get Monica Quartermain's approval regarding the property. It's simply not her call to make. Tracy storms off to the main house and runs into BLQ, looking solemn. The two have a chat, and Brooklyn reveals it's her baby boy's birthday today. This prompts Tracy to offer her some good news. Lulu has agreed to drop her adoption story. Brooklyn is relieved. She didn't want Lulu to take things too far and disrupt her son's life by finding him and telling him the truth. Across town, Sonny swings by Carly Spencer's house to drop Donna Corinthos off. The conversation quickly turns to Wiley Corinthos's and Amelia Corinthos's custody case. General Hospital recaps remind fans that Michael Corinthos and Willow Tay Corinthos' divorce hearing was moved up to June 2. Carly explains that this is all because she asked Diane Miller to schedule it early and didn't realize how early the courts would do so. Sonny is concerned about Michael leaving treatment early to ensure he's there. However, Carly fills her ex-husband in on her plan. She's decided to keep Michael in the dark about the hearing, and Diane will petition for an emergency custody order. Considering Drew was caught on video doing the deed with Willow on the floor of his daughter's playroom, plus his recent ketamine scandal, there's no way a judge would give Willow full custody. The plan is that when Michael wins custody on June 2, the kids will come to Carly's until their dad gets better. Still, Sonny reasons that Michael may be upset that Carly pulled this all behind his back. Carly retorts that it'll be all worth it if she can protect her grandchildren. Sonny replies that if Michael loses his children over this, she may also lose her son. Meanwhile, Willow meets up with Isaiah Gannon at the 2025 Nurses Ball Studio to rehearse their act. Of course, the two start talking about Willow's divorce drama. Isaiah is still skeptical about Drew and his intentions. However, Willow defends him. Still, Isaiah does note that while he doesn't know Drew, he knows Willow, and she has a very kind heart. After their rehearsal, Isaiah heads back to the hospital, but tells Willow to trust her gut about things. As Willow stands in the studio alone, Sonny pops by. He has a proposition about the custody agreement with Michael. He asks Willow if the two of them can talk, without lawyers, Drew, or Carly, and come to some sort of peaceful agreement. Over at the hospital, Ava Jerome drops by and visits Portia Robinson. Ava assumes that Portia is doing better in light of the Drew ketamine scandal, but Ava assumes wrong. Portia tells her that Drew is doubling down on his blackmailing threats. In fact, she's worried that if she continues to try and sway Curtis Ashford to Drew's demands, he's going to think something is up. Ava encourages her to come clean, but Portia reminds Ava that Curtis divorced Jordan Ashford due to lies, and she's been lying for a long time about Drew. In discussing this, Portia loses her cool and yells something about Drew blackmailing her and that she's lying to her husband, just as Isaiah walks by her office. He clearly heard Portia yelling, but did he hear enough to run back to Willow or anyone else? In other news for the May 16 episode, Nana Reeves visits Curtis at his Aurora office, and the two start talking about Drew. This is when Curtis tells Nina that he believes the cutthroat congressman is blackmailing Portia. Nina tries to deflect this, as she knows he is, and she's in cahoots with Portia to bring him down, but Curtis doesn't waver. Nina is also frustrated with the fact that Wiley and Amelia's custody hearing has been moved up, and instead of postponing, Drew encouraged Willow to present Michael as an absentee father, which is a bad idea. Curtis suggests that Nina reach out to someone for help on postponing the hearing, a lawyer or someone with influence. Nina has a light bulb moment and decides to head out. As she does, Curtis calls someone to meet him in his office now. In the final moments of Friday's show, Nina arrives at Carly's doorstep, noting that the two need to talk. It looks like Nina hopes she and Carly can strike up a deal. Meanwhile, Drew arrives at Curtis' office, wondering what's up now. Curtis looks him dead in the face and asks him why he's blackmailing his wife, as Drew looks on, stunned. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.